Nutrition R. Eat healthy, live well. Nutrition R. Eat healthy, live well. Nutrition R. Eat healthy, live well. Hello, Wednesday. Yes, you're watching us right now from Facebook, from YouTube, or everywhere. It's yet another Wednesday, the hour of nutrition. Here, today, we discuss nutritional consideration for healthy menstrual cycle. Today, we are discussing nutrition and women. Yes, we are going to look at the nutritional consideration for the healthy menstrual cycle. Often, women complain of menstrual irregularities and issues during that time of the month. But did you know that what you eat as a woman or adolescent has significant impact on your menstrual cycle? That's right, ladies. Eating the wrong foods can cause hormonal imbalances and lead to issues like heavy periods, skipped periods, post-menstrual syndrome, or even lack of ovulation. But don't worry, we've got the right expert here today to share with us her insights. Plus, we will be discussing the foods that women can eat to replenish the blood lost during their menstrual cycle. So, before we continue, let's take a quick break and we will be back in the studio with our guest. Stay tuned.
Hello, my name is Jason Edwards, aka Psycho, aka since the 80s, aka the Florida Man. Ever need reliable and confidential information and support for your sexual and reproductive health, counseling, or psychosocial needs? Agoshi Plus has got you. Call 5100 on MTN and 0800 on all networks. Good life. Live it well. Good life. It's an everyday thing. YOLO, you only live once. YOLO, you only live once.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, this is the Nutrition Hour on Southside TV, a show that explores the benefits of fortified foods, plant-based diets, animal foods, fruits and vegetables, among others, and nutritional issues. Today we are discussing the nutritional consideration for healthy menstrual cycle. Yes. And joining us here at Gaiba Lodge, your home away from home, is Madam Victoria Awuni, who is a lecturer at the UDS. And she will be sharing with us her insights on nutrition in relation to menstrual hygiene. Welcome, Madam Victoria.
Thank you.
Yes, so we are live on Southside TV discussing issues of, so we are looking at the healthy nutritional values that adolescents and women need to consider during their menstrual cycle. Is there really a connection, a relation between menstruation and nutrition?
Yes, definitely there is. Mostly if you are a woman or an adolescent girl and you start menstruating, you are going through physiological changes, especially as an adolescent. You need nutrients to grow. You
Yeah.
need nutrients to replenish or to repair worn-out tissues. You need nutrients to protect your body against diseases and infections. And during the menstrual cycle too, there is rise and fall of hormones, enzymes are produced and all that. So basically, you need nutrients to produce these hormones. You need nutrients, you lose blood. And how do you replace this blood? As you are losing the blood, iron stores are being depleted. And you need to get these iron-rich foods to help replenish the iron that is being depleted. You need to stay alert. There are some foods that helps you to go through your alertness. You need to be free of stress. You need to manage cramps, as well as also you need energy during the cycle, because at some point you have a higher demand for energy. At some point there is low demand. So nutrition really acts, and there is a very direct link between nutrition and menstruation.
Wow.
So as an adolescent girl or a woman, if you don't eat well, it affects your menstrual cycle.
So one may ask, of course, nutrition is broad.
Yes.
So one may ask, in this sense, what then do we term as nutrition?
Okay, so basically nutrition refers to the intake of foods and utilization of these foods to produce nutrients. So when you eat food, the food gets digested. After digestion, there are some, let me say, chemicals that are absorbed. These are the nutrients, and these nutrients are basically needed. Once it's absorbed, it is being utilized by the body for us to grow, our hair grow, for healthy life, immune boosting. Foods are needed for immune boosting. They also help us to replenish worn-out, as I said.
Yeah.
So basically, nutrition is about the intake of food and how these foods are being absorbed to help in growth, protection, and also repair of worn-out tissue.
Wow. So, Madam Aouni, with this submission that you made, what are some of the things? Of course, during menstruation, adolescent girls and women lose blood.
Yes.
But what are some of the key components of nutritional value that the women and adolescent girls lose during menstruation?
Okay, so firstly, during menstruation, it's about blood shedding. They shed blood. Then some are unable to get the energy to move around. Then there's also hormonal fluctuations. There is mood swings. There is irritability. There is stress. There is some even fall into depression. During menstruation. So mostly these are the key things, especially when it comes to the losing of the blood. As I said, they tend to lose some minerals and iron. And when it comes to adolescents, they are growing. So if you don't take time and you are malnourished, it affects your overall health and well-being. Because you are growing at the same time, you are losing some important nutrients.
Wow.
Yes.
So when it comes to nutrition and what adolescent girls and women should eat during menstruation,
yes,
are there some kinds of foods that kind of influence hormonal changes in women
yes,
and adolescent girls?
Yes. So basically, when it comes to the menstrual cycle, there are 4 phases.
Okay.
You have the menstrual phase where the blood is out. You have the follicular phase where your system is preparing, bringing out the ovaries to produce the egg. Then we have the ovulation period. Then we have the luteal phase. That's when the body is preparing you for your menses. So it's a cycle.
Yeah.
So during the ovulation phase, from before the ovulation, during estrogen levels rises. Estrogen is needed for reproduction, and it's a hormone. Then at some point when you're about to leave your luteal phase, progesterone also starts rising. That's another hormone. Now, these hormones are very important when it comes to reproduction. So we have foods that are called phytoestrogens. Phytoestrogens. They include our legumes.
Oh, okay.
Our leguminous foods. We have the soya, the cowpea, I must say.
Yeah, beans.
So beans, yes, the beans family.
Yeah.
So they are one of the most important sources for the phytoestrogen. Then we also have whole grains. The whole grains include the maize, our sorghum, our millet. I will make references to the northern because
that is most common.
That's most common.
Yeah.
So whole meal maize. Example is if you are to take TZ, instead of taking the polished, the flour, it's better you take the whole meal flour, the TZ, the whole meal where the husk has not been removed.
Okay.
You know, we have the white one. The very white one, most of the fiber and some of the micronutrients have been removed, remaining only the starch. So it's better you take the whole meal one. That's the whole grain without removing the
husk.
Yes. Then you can take the whole meal, the millets. We have millets TZ. We have millets, the sorghum TZ. You can take them as well. Then you can use them for porridges because those are the key sources. Then we can take, I've spoken about soybean. Then we have the nuts.
The nuts.
Yeah, we have the groundnuts. We can take the melon seeds as well. These are the key seeds that help with the hormones.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So if you are watching us, we are live on Facebook and across some social media platforms. This is the Nutrition Hour, and keep watching with questions that you might have troubles with. Contributions, you can put them in the comment sections, and Dr. Awuni, Madam Awuni will be here to address them. We are going for a quick break, and when we are back, the discussion continues. Stay tuned. Nutrition Hour.
Hi, my name is Kwinstanifi and I play the role of Emily in the YOLO TV series. For accurate information and support on contraception, pregnancy, and other sexual and reproductive health issues, call the Agoshi Plus toll-free line 5100 for MTN and 0800001122 for all networks. Good life, live it well. Good life, it's an everyday thing. YOLO, you only live once.
YOLO, you only live once. YOLO, you only live once.
Hi, my name is Kwinstanifi and I play the role of Emily in the YOLO TV series. For accurate information and support on contraception, pregnancy, and other sexual and reproductive health issues, call the Agoshi Plus toll-free line 5100 for MTN and 0800001122 for all networks. Good life, live it well. Good life, it's an everyday thing. YOLO, you only live once. YOLO, you only live once.
Hello, my name is Jason Edwards, aka Psycho, aka since the 80s, aka the Florida Man. Ever need reliable and confidential information and support for your sexual and reproductive health, counseling, or psychosocial needs? Agoshi Plus has got you. Call 5100 on MTN and 0800001122 1122 on all networks. Good life. Live it well. Good life. It's an everyday thing. YOLO, you only live once.
YOLO, YOLO, you only live once. YOLO, 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 you only live once.
Hi, my name is Kwinstanifi and I play the role of Emily in the YOLO TV series. For accurate information and support on contraception, pregnancy, and other sexual and reproductive health issues, call the Agoshi Plus toll-free line 5100 for MTN and 0800001122 for all networks. Good life, live it well. Good life, it's an everyday thing. YOLO, you only live once.
YOLO, YOLO, you only live once. YOLO, YOLO, you only live once.
Hi, my name is Kwinstanifi and I play the role of Emily in the YOLO TV series. For accurate information and support on contraception, pregnancy, and other sexual and reproductive health issues, call the Agoshi Plus toll-free line 5100 for MTN and 0800001122 for all networks. Good life, live it well. Good life, it's an everyday thing. YOLO, you only live once.
YOLO.
Nutrition R. Eat healthy, live well. Nutrition R. Eat healthy, live well.
YOLO, YOLO, you only live once.
Hello, my name is Jason Edwards, aka Psycho, aka since the 80s, aka the Florida Man. Ever need reliable and confidential information and support for your sexual and reproductive health, counseling, or psychosocial needs? Agoshi Plus has got you. Call 5100 on MTN and 0800001122 on all networks. Good life.
Welcome back. We are still here with Southside TV on the Nutrition Hour, and with us today is Madam Awuni. We are discussing the issues of nutrition during menstrual cycle. Madam Awuni, before we went for the break, we were talking about some of the foods that influence hormonal imbalances. Now, are there some particular foods that women and adolescent girls should avoid during their menstruation?
Yes, definitely. So, as I said earlier on, you, as an adolescent, you are growing. In addition to the growth, as an adolescent girl, you'll be passing through several phases: menstruation, you move toward childbirth, you get pregnant, and all that. So, in as much as you have the foods you should always take, like vegetables, the phytoestrogens I mentioned, the protein, then the omega-3 foods. There are others that you are not supposed to take. So it is recommended that intake of high-fat foods that are very fatty, you try as much as possible to reduce their intake.
Okay.
Then sugary foods, especially sugar-sweetened beverages, because this is one of the most consumed products when it comes to adolescents. During parties, during programs, you see them drinking these sugar-sweetened beverages. They contain a lot of calories, which is not good for you as an adolescent girl, especially. Then caffeine, alcohol, then foods that are high in gluten. You should try to minimize their intake, because most of them cause inflammation. They bring about menstrual irregularities as well, And also, these sugar-sweetened beverages, high-fat foods, may lead to obesity.
Oh, okay.
And in actual fact, when you are obese, you tend to start your menses earlier and becomes irregular. You have health issues. Similarly, or at the other side, when you are malnourished, you become anemic quickly because you are losing blood, you are not replenishing it.
Yeah.
So mostly it's advisable to have a normal body mass index,
Yeah.
so that everything about you will be okay to some extent. So these high fat foods, they bring about obesity if you don't take time. You become too big.
Yeah.
And it affects even your hormones. So these are the foods one should avoid. Then salty foods, especially over processed foods that contain a lot of sodium. They also affect the menstrual cycle. Yes.
So, Madam Awuni, when we talk about nutrition and healthy eating, most of us, especially young people, tend to think of, should I say, intercontinental dishes or expensive meals. We tend to look at it to be something that is way beyond our capacity, our financial capacity. With this, what are some of the locally available nutritious foods that you would advise women and adolescent girls to, and what are some of them that you would really encourage them to eat?
So let's take tamale for example. When I get to tamale market, I see a lot of dark green leafy vegetables. They contain a lot of non-heme iron, which is very good for us as women. So we have the alefu, the shure, you have the bitter leaf, shuwaka.
Yeah.
We have pumpkin leaves. We have beans leaves. They are leafy vegetables that are very good for especially adolescent girls and women. That's one key thing. Then we have meat in excess in tamale. But for meat, I will dwell on the lean meat. Mostly people going for the fatty part of the meat, which is unhealthy. Always going for the lean meat where the fat is not there. Going for the lean meat. Fine, the fatty meat may be sweet, the fat part.
Yeah.
But think about your health. So the lean meat contains a lot of proteins. Here we have beef, we have even the sheep, we have goat meat as well. So even guinea fowl, we have chicken. Now fish is also in abundance. Recently I've been seeing tuna, we have the herrings and all that in the market. So these are locally available foods that we can eat. Then we have our legumes, the beans family. It's in abundance in tamale. We have the whole grains, as I mentioned, different varieties. We have the corn, we have the sorghum, we have the millet. Even fonio is here. Those are very rich in what? Both macro and micronutrients. You can get your carbohydrates, your proteins, your vitamins and minerals from them. When it comes to the vegetable oils, luckily we have granite oil, we have coconut oils, we have shea butter oil that we can use to prepare our meals in the part of the world we find ourselves. These are the products. Then luckily we have milk as well in the markets, which will give us a lot of calcium. And God being so good, we have the natural source of vitamin D, which is the early morning sunshine. So there is no excuse of going to the market and saying, I want to buy continental meals or products. Fine, it goes with some status, but are they healthy? Equally, we have foreign ones that have been introduced that are now part of our diets. We have the carrots, the cabbages. We have the cabbage, We have the lettuce,
Yeah.
which are also being planted in Tamale,
Yeah.
and they are in abundance. So if you are choosing the ones that you think goes with the social status or financial status, pick the healthier ones. If you can't afford, you can go in for the lesser ones. I would say they are lesser. It's in terms of maybe financial need, because going to buy cabbage and going to buy alefu is cheaper.
Yeah.
Why don't you make use of alefu, which is also equally good, especially when it comes to iron intake, because iron intake is very important in our part of the country.
Yeah.
So these are the available foods that we even have. Melon seeds, agushi.
Yeah.
We have neri too, which you can use to prepare soup. We have granuts, and interestingly, we have a way of preparing our granite soup. You know, mostly people will roast it and go and mill.
Yeah.
But we, at some point, we have the fresh granuts where we pound the fresh ones, use it for the soup, add the leafy vegetables.
I've not seen that yet.
Oh, most people call it jojo or bra in some parts of the northern.
Interesting.
Yes. So these foods are available. We have the ayoyo soups there. Then we have the daily ones, the tomatoes, the pepper, we have the onions. Then we have ginger, garlic. They are anti-inflammatory foods, spices.
Wow.
Yes.
So, Madam Awuni, when it comes to society, there's always misconceptions, there's always myths, there are always things that keep people wondering. So, in relation to nutrition and menstruation, what are some of the common misconceptions that are out there that people usually have on nutrition?
I may not have heard some, but should I say some of them are just speculations. Some are healthy, some are not. Like there are people who don't take in sugar when they are in their menses.
Okay.
Which is preferably, that's better, because they think it gives them cramps, they have issues, mood swings and all that. So that's positive.
Okay.
Then when it comes to women reproductive health, they look at intake of eggs. Sometimes they say if you are a child, you take egg, or if you are a child, you take meat. You may be a thief or something. I may not pinpoint exactly the reason, but I think in our various homes, our mothers, when they are preparing meals, they should consider these adolescent girls, because they may not have the money to buy, but you are their source of what? You give them their meals.
Yeah.
You give them monies to buy food. So when you are preparing their home meals, try as much as possible to increase these proteins. We are looking at intake of a balanced diet.
Yeah.
The meal should be balanced, not it being full of carbohydrates. Then you have less of the
other
protein
components.
So when it comes to meat, I know of this egg intake, but I don't know much about this meat.
Yeah, because I know for us as growing up as kids, they used to say kids don't eat meat.
Okay.
When you eat meat, you get spoiled. You become a wayward child, or you begin to steal. I think one of it was that sometimes when children eat a lot of meat, sometimes when they don't get meat, they tend to pick monies from their parents to go and buy.
Okay.
To go and buy meat. But then I think it's an individual thing than it is a general issue.
With that, I think it's based on child upbringing.
Okay.
You know, if the child is well trained, I don't think or is advised that if something doesn't belong to you, be content with yourself. I don't think a child will go and steal. It's an individual thing. They are equally children. You may not give the meat and all that to, but they will steal.
Yeah.
So I may not know the key, as you said. They are saying the child will steal, but I believe it's not about the child stealing. When you are giving the child the meat to take, you advise the child on morals.
Morals.
You steal, it follows you. You may end up going in for bigger things that are not yours, and you can be arrested and all that.
Yeah.
But not necessarily they taking the meat. So you should try as much as possible to teach them to be content with themselves. If the meat is not there, there are other options. We have the heme and non-heme iron sources.
Yeah.
So, and we have the protein sources, we have the animal sources, and we have the plant sources. So if you are unable to always get the animal sources, like the beef, the mutton, the offals, like the gizzard and all that, you can at some point bring in the plant sources.
Yeah.
Soybean is a very rich source of protein. So why don't you incorporate soybean intake in your child's diet? We have the carbohydrate, the granules, which contain some sources of protein. So when you prepare the granule soup, the child will be okay. But we try as much as possible to add the animal sources too. You can add the fishes. We have guinea fowl in abundance here.
Yeah.
So people even tend to rear guinea fowl in their homes. Once in a while, you can kill one, then you cook, you give to the child.
Once in a while. So if you are watching, Madam says once in a while, you can just get a guinea fowl or two, and then try to make the meal a little interesting.
Yes. So equally, we have the beans, we have the fish, we have anchovies, which are rich sources of protein. You can use it for meal preparation. You can prepare bean stew with some rice, the local rice, the wholemeal rice, not the. We always advocate for the wholemeal rice, not the polished rice. So the local rices, we have different varieties. You can go to the market.
Yeah.
You can even, per your discretion, you can decide to buy some type of local rice for rice ball, some for wache, because we have the brown ones. You can prepare meals with that one. It's colorful. You blend it with soup or stew, and it's okay. So for the myth of the child stealing, I think let's try as much as possible to find alternative ways as well.
Yeah. In any case, a balanced meal is important in every child's life. So, Madam Awuni, you mentioned and you gave some examples that women and adolescent girls need to consider when they are in terms of meals, foods that they need to eat. What are some of the measures that you would advise women and girls should put in place to ensure a healthy menstrual cycle?
Okay. So we've spoken a lot about food intake. Because when there is a balanced meal, you get all the nutrients you need. Then you need to always seek for your health and well-being. When you are sick, kindly go get tested and treat the disease, malaria, especially if malaria is endemic in your area. Try as much as possible, get tested, seek for the right prescription. Then when it comes to meal intake, we have physical activity, which is very important. You can ride bicycle, you can take a brisk walk, you can jog. Even you can engage in a household activity like sweeping, washing. They all form part of the physical activity. They are mild activities, but at least they engage you. Then we have the moderate ones like the brisk walking and all that. And if you can join a club, a tennis club to play. You can join a football club. Those demand excess energy. But I will advocate that as an adolescent, you need to engage yourself. It helps you to burn a lot of fat. If you become inactive, you tend to be lazy around. Then you are becoming obese. You can't control your weight, and it affects your cycle. So that's one thing I would like to add. So you need to eat right. That's the best thing. Eat right. Make sure your meal is well balanced. I'm not saying well balanced means you should go and buy expensive foods. I gave some examples of our local foods that you can easily blend them. Eat a lot of soups, a lot of porridges, then whole meals. Those are the key things. Then you should avoid the fatty foods, salty foods, a lot of sugar foods. Try as much as possible to clear off alcoholic beverages. Also caffeine. Now energy drink intake is on the rise. We tend to be physically inactive, but rather depend on energy drinks, which is full of calories and caffeine. And as an adolescent girl or as a woman, it affects us. Try as much as possible to also feel good, especially when it comes to menstrual hygiene. Because if you don't take time, you end up having infections. So try as much as possible. Take in a lot of water as well. Drink water because it helps. So these are the basic.
That was a lot.
Yes.
That was a lot. So I think that with everything said, time is fast closing in. So I will take your final words and we will wrap up the show.
Okay, so what I would say is in our part of the world, malnutrition is on the rise. And when it comes to malnutrition, especially when it's undernutrition, it brings out a lot of issues, health issues. And in addition, as women and adolescent girls, we have a lot of burden because you are going through a lot of physiological and hormonal changes. So, as I said, you need to eat well. Always eat a balanced meal. Engage in physical activities if you can. And also try as much as possible to avoid foods that may bring about increase your weight, bring about cramps, bring about mood swings. And always be happy, smile. Try as much as possible to smile. Be happy because it affects your overall well-being.
Great, thank you so much. So if you are watching us from anywhere on any social media platform, this is the Nutrition Hour program on Southside TV. This program is brought to you by the World Food Program under the project named Nutrition Improvement Project, which is currently rolled in Karaga District and Sanaru District. Today we discussed the issue of menstruation and nutrition. What are some of the things young people, especially adolescents and women, need to consider? Meals that they should eat, meals that they should avoid during menstruation to improve their menstrual cycle. So this brings us to the end of today's show. My name is Arafat Abbas. We stream live from Gariba Lodge, your way away from your home, away from home. And anytime you are in the northern region, especially in Tamale, and you need a place to lodge, well, Gariba Lodge is the right place for you. Best accommodation, good meals, and I can guarantee a good rest for you in Gariba Lodge. See you same time next week. Bye. Nutrition Hour. Eat healthy, live well.
You only live once.
Hi, my name is Quinstanifi and I play the role of Emily in the YOLO TV series. For accurate information and support on contraception, pregnancy, and other sexual and reproductive health issues, call the Agoshi Plus toll-free line 5100 for MTN and 0800001122 for all networks. Good life, live it well. Good life, it's an everyday thing. YOLO, you only live once.
YOLO, YOLO.